After passing that threshold, I feel so safe all of a sudden. I think it has something to do with the coffin, the vessel. Ironic that something like that can bring a sense of calmness. There's plenty of room for my outfits. And look, there's already one in here. Must be the one the doctor mentioned. I wonder why he has it in the first place. Strange, lovely. That's a nice place to store my keepsakes. Don't you go anywhere, Matilda. I should check out the general store for more room decor options. I want to look around more before I... It's almost sunrise. Huh. The window goes out directly to the main street. Could come in handy now that I can actually fly. It's been a long night. Time for a little rest.
Lisa. Hey, Lisa.
Who is this?
Come over to the window.
Oh, it's only you. You scared me half to death. What do you need?
I have some business from the Countess to discuss with you. Would you kindly invite me in? Have you not read about this in your vampire stories? We can't come into someone else's chambers unless we are invited.
That sounds rather tedious. It must make it much more complicated to hunt.
Believe you me, if we could only avoid this rule, most of our kin wouldn't be so skinny. So, will you let me in or not?
Oh, that's right. Come in, please.
Nice place you got yourself over here. The good doctor must want to keep you comfortable.
The doctor has been very kind.
See, cold calculation, bargaining, even extortion, that I understand. The intentions are clear. Kindness is where I get suspicious.
As cynical as it sounds, I think you might be onto something. I'll keep an eye on him.
Great minds think alike.
In any case, you're not here to discuss human character, are you?
That's very true. Let's cut to the chase. Countess would like you to run a quick errand for her, and if everything goes well, she will be very grateful.
What's the favor?
There's this young couple in town, Evgeny and Anastasia. More importantly, they are related to the new mayor, Savely Skortsov. I think Evgeny is his second nephew or whatnot. No matter. According to our sources, the mayor occasionally stores important documentation in their house. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Not really. What do you want me to do?
Countess would simply like you to retrieve said documentation. Before you say anything, remember that she allowed your conversion to be completed and virtually saved you from death.
That doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Do I have any say in all this?
I really want to say yes, but sadly, That's just not the position you are in just yet.
Sounds like there isn't much choice in this favor. I guess I have no other option.
Splendid. All you need to do is to befriend Anastasia or Evgeny and get invited into their house. Then you can enter any time and get what you need without them ever finding out.
And how do I know it's them?
He's a hotshot poet, and she is one of those sensitive artistic types. What else? Oh, they are both blondes. I always found that peculiar.
Where should I look for Evgeny?
Let's see. He is a mediocre poet who, surprise, surprise, enjoys an occasional shot of vodka. I would start your search at Arbin's Literary Salon.
What else can you tell me about Anastasia?
Not much, although I do often see her going in and out of the church.
You go to church.
Heavens, no. But the roof of it is my favorite spot in town. I'd like to smoke there on occasion.
What kind of documents am I looking for?
All I can say to you right now is that you'll know them when you'll see them.
That's not very helpful.
That will have to do.
I think I've got it from here.
Remember, just befriend one of them and get an invitation to their house. This will come in handy when you'll have to hunt, too. I'll check in a few days and see where you're at. Almost forgot. Here's a little something for incidentals.
Thank you.
Enjoy your new life. I'll see you around.
Too bad I can't see my reflection in mirrors anymore. I wonder if I will one day forget my face. Dr. Volkov?
Come in.
Can't put a cloth on this one. Would only raise questions. Makes for a strange reality check every time I come back home. This must be where Faina lives. Good evening. I'm your new neighbor, Lisa. Thought I'd stop by and say a quick hello.
I know who you are, Lisa. Of course, come have some tea with me. I always brew too much. Eyes bigger than my stomach, I guess.
Yes, please. I could use a little break. Thank you. Oh, it smells heavenly.
It's juniper, my favorite. With a spoonful of honey, nothing beats it. Try some. Tell me what you think.
You weren't kidding. It reminds me of the times my mother would make tea for my brother and me when we were little.
Sounds lovely, dear.
It was. Although, I don't think it was about the tea itself, more about the little plates she poured it in for us instead of cups.
We can certainly arrange that if you'd like.
That's all right, thank you. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll start missing them even more.
Poor dear. Did the work take you far from home?
Further than I expected, that's for sure. For some reason, I just feel like telling her everything. I should change the subject before I say something I shouldn't. Is that your cat over there? What's his name?
No, I could never tame that one. He's too much of a free spirit. Comes and goes as he pleases. Always a surprise.
How rude of him.
He's so handsome that I don't mind. Never gave him a name, though.
Do you live here all by yourself?
I wouldn't say I'm all alone. My plants always keep me company. From time to time, that handsome gentleman in the armchair pays me a visit. And if ever I'm in trouble, I have some lovely neighbours to bother. I'm never alone, not really.
Are you from around here, Faina?
Oh no, dear. I happened to wander quite a bit before I settled here. Although, I reckon I've stayed in this town longer than you've been alive.
And where have you lived before?
Many places, sweetheart. Oh, far too many places.
And where have you lived before?
Many places.
Anything I should know about life here?
Let's see. For one, the townsfolk tend to be up quite late around these parts. Sort of a local quirk. They say it goes way back. Not sure how it started, but most places tend to stay open well into the night. I was always a night owl myself, so that never bothered me. But darkness and danger go hand in hand.
Danger?
Lots of temptation, whether you seek it or not. It's like my mother used to say, little dove. Keep your heart open, but your mind sharp.
She sounds like a wise woman.
Oh, she was, dear. Much wiser than I'll ever be, anyway.
I should be going. Might I stop by again sometime to check in on you?
That would be lovely. You're always welcome in this house.
Thank you for the tea again. It was delicious.
You're welcome, little dove. Come again soon.
Faina's plants are so well kept. She almost treats them like they are her equals. The air in this flat smells different, fresher than in the rest of town. I think it must be the plant's way of paying Faina back. The air in this flat smells.
Hi, Lisa. Have a rest.
And just like that, he's gone. It's a storage room for the building. That's also where packages are delivered. No mail for me this time. Doctor's medical bag. It holds every... Too bad I can't... I wonder... Dr. Volk...
Come in.
What should I work on today?
Nice to finally see you, Miss Morozova. Took you long enough.
Apologies, Doctor. I think I'm still adjusting to my condition. Time doesn't seem to flow the same ever since I woke up. All a bit of a blur.
Yes, that's rather understandable. Not to worry, just try to check in more often from here on out. No one likes an unreliable doctor, after all.
Of course. I'll do my best.
Yes, well, we have a lot to cover, don't we? Where would you like to start?
I'd love to start with my medical duties, if you don't mind. You mentioned you might have some tasks for me?
I most certainly do. As of last month, the only other doctor in the area passed away, God rest his soul. Not that he was that much help. Human medicine has always been a step behind. But, I admit, with most of my time spent on new research, the work did start to pile up. There is some administrative and patient work I'd like you to take care of. Is this something you think you can handle?
Perhaps my skills could be better applied to the research. May I ask what is it about?
No. I mean, not at the moment. It's strictly confidential, and I need to see it through on my own, for the time being. Do you remember the woman who was here when you arrived?
Faina? Of course. I actually already stopped by her place.
Ha! Went to see the neighbors before talking with me. Quite unorthodox. Anyway, as your first assignment, I'd like you to pay her a home visit and look over the bite spot on her neck. I've observed some curious rashes around tick bites in my time. I don't exactly know if there's a correlation, but best to make sure she's doing well. She lives in our building, so shouldn't be much trouble anyway.
Will do.
Splendid. As for the rest of the tasks, you'll find them all in the journal on my desk. Feel free to borrow my medical bag and use the lab as needed. I myself am particularly proud of my lab's blood testing instruments. I dare say they are far ahead of any mortal medical equipment. To more material matters, your allowance will be distributed gradually as you progress.
Understood. I'll get to it then.
Looking forward to tracking your progress. A doctor's work is never done. What do you need, Lisa?
Dr. Volkov. I'd like to ask about my situation, if that's all right. It was you who turned me into a vampire, wasn't it?
That is correct.
But I don't remember anything from that day. What exactly happened?
Lisa, I want you to know that I take full responsibility for what happened to you. As your sire, I promise to do my best to ease your transition as a vampire.
However,
in my professional opinion, forcing this memory may be highly detrimental to a fledgling psyche. I can't, in good conscience, reveal the repressed memory of your death before it resurfaces on its own.
great. No one will tell me anything.
Trust me, this is for your own good. I will tell you one thing, though. In your case, it was either this or death, and I didn't make that choice lightly. I hope that eases your mind, even if only a little.
I was wondering if perhaps you could take a look at something for me. I felt a strange burning sensation on my upper shoulder on the night of my awakening. I check it myself, but sadly, mirrors are of little help lately.
Yes, of course. Let me have a peek. Most peculiar. That does not seem like a medical issue, but rather a magical interference that causes a bond. Not too uncommon, sadly, among us. I wish our kind referred to science more often than to that otherworldly nonsense.
Is it bad?
This isn't quite my area, so I'm hesitant to offer a diagnosis, but that being said, it's likely to have been applied by a foreign entity. Depending on that entity, it could be rather harmless or not. You didn't happen to see who might have left it on you, did you?
No. Whoever it was must have been behind the closed door.
I see. In that case, I'm afraid it's one of those wait-and-see situations, dear. Let me know if you have any updates.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll keep you posted.
You're most welcome, dear.
Well, I was wondering about the vanity.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was even there. Would you like me to cover it with something? I know some of us don't like to be reminded of our condition that way.
Oh, it's not that. I just wanted to ask who lived there before me. Presumably a human lady?
Oh. Well, if you must know, it used to be my daughter's room.
Your daughter?
Yes, however, it's been vacant for quite some time now. Didn't feel right to have all that space unused, so it's a good thing that it finally serves a purpose. Again. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Doesn't seem like he wants to talk about this now. Maybe I should ask another time. It must be an interesting position, being a vampire doctor and treating humans.
I suppose it is. But like with everything else, give it enough time and you'll get used to it. In a way, I'm sort of a link between the two groups. I have insight into humanity that our kind tends to lose touch with, as well as knowledge that humans don't accumulate due to, well, death.
What do you do when you have to explain fang marks on bodies?
That's not nearly as much of an issue as one would think. Tell the humans it's a snakebite, and nobody bats an eye. Oldest trick in the book.
Huh. Creative. I'm quite enjoying my room. Thank you again for your hospitality. I've never had a space to myself before.
Very pleased to hear that.
Since it seems that I'm here indefinitely, would you mind if I maybe decorate it a bit? Make it more my own?
Yes. Yes, of course. Perhaps the room could use a caring touch after all these years. There's a general store between the church and the salon. You can try ordering some new items there. Make yourself at home.
Thank you. I'll make sure to stop by. What should I work on today?
Good evening, sweetheart.
I actually came to follow up on your appointment with Dr. Volkov. So, how are you feeling? Any noticeable rashes or discomfort?
Oh, I feel just fine, dear. Thank you for asking. The heat's been getting the best of me lately, though.
Didn't think it was that warm outside. But then again, maybe I just haven't spent enough time in my new body.
Anyway, I say there's no such thing as bad weather. To each their own.
It seems like there's nothing worrisome on your neck. Still, if you notice anything, make sure to let me or the doctor know.
Of course, dear.
Well, seems like everything's in order. I should be going.
That would be lovely.
Have a good night.
Good night, little dove.
There's something else I must attend to today instead. Too bad. I wonder.